Hey guys, what's up? I'm Albert Green, and this is the Music Talk podcast. I'm joined here today by Alex Iva. Say hello, what's up, man?
Hey, everything okay? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. So tell us about yourself.
I'm a music producer from Ukraine, but I live in Spain, in Barcelona. I produce dance pop music. Tell me, you tell me. Producing music like 4 years already, and I released 3 tracks only. And this year, I think this summer and this autumn, I will release 4 more tracks, and maybe
wow.
at the end of at the end of the year will be the album. I was making some pause about the production because I tried to hire some teams about the promotion, about the management and etc. And we are preparing right now to make a nice restart again.
Yeah. So, what is your music aim to say? Like, what do you want your fans to know that your motive? You know?
Everything what I want to do to my fans is try to make them feel good when they listen to my music. Don't miss your wave, you may be surfing in on love, even when you feel you had enough. Right now I'm searching for the subgenre of the dance to feel comfortable.
To feel different, because so like I feel like in the music world, it's just everyone's trying to copy other people because it's first off, it's not easy to make this music. We all know that. It may seem simple because we're using a computer rather using instruments, but at the same time, it's more difficult for us because, even though we have that in front of us, it's still not the same original sound you're going to get. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course, I 100% agree with you. And the other part of the whole production, everything need be promoted well because, if you can do albums. You can do 10 tracks by month or 30 tracks by month, but if you not making a good promotion, not making a good push, no one will hear your music. So that's the other hard part of the whole project.
How do you promote your music?
We changed some tactics right now, but everything's simple. It's like 20 or 30 some services, some people connection, and right now we are living in the online world, so a most important thing is a streaming platform like Apple Music, like Spotify, and right now we are concentrated only on these platforms in Apple Music, Spotify, and TikTok as well.
Yeah,
because,
TikTok's very big.
Honestly,
the great thing about TikTok is I feel as if it's so much easier to get your name out there because they have such a different algorithm compared to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. And there's so many more platforms, but they just make it so hard for you as an artist to really get your music to the people,
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, that's really hard. So we need to use all the time some new platforms, new instruments to promote it. So TikTok right now is a nice platform, but of course it's everything about the idea, about the music, and a good push.
Yeah. With all this going on in the world, how have you been making your music? Has it benefited you or
For me, it's a good time to concentrate and make plans for the future and produce my music to understand what I want and etc.
What do you love about being an artist? What gives you that push to continue every day?
I just can say nothing give me that feeling like I'm making music. I try to do a lot of stuff, and I never feel in my place. When I make music, I feel good. I know what I'm doing right thing. So it's not describable. I can't describe that stuff. It's only about the feelings. I feel what I'm making. I'm going the right way.
So what kind of genre is that going to be? or do you not specify yourself as a genre?
It's hard to explain the music. For example, if I can say like for you, I like the house music, and the house music for your mind it's like some type of music, and for my mind it will be totally different type of music.
Being that you have all this going on, I mean, what would you say is like the peak of success for you? Like, what would you say is your end game goal?
I think like for me, the main goal what I want is really like what people love my music and listen to me, and for me it's nice. Like that will be very cool if I were traveling around the world with more gigs, more festivals, because it's the best thing to show your music to the people. It's by traveling and making the gigs.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, yeah. Of course, we are living in an online
era.
Online era, and you can sit at home, never go out, and be famous around the
100%.
world. Tomorrow it can be.
Because
one day.
Literally TikTok is that exact point. That's what TikTok is. I mean, going famous from sitting home and making videos. So have you made any TikToks before?
Like I told you, I concentrated more on the production of the music, but I'm trying to promote music through TikTok, through the other TikTokers, big TikTokers.
What would you do without music? Like, if you didn't have this talent of making music, what would you be doing? How would you be making money? How would you be surviving?
I was working like a cook.
Yeah.
Cooking, but I had that.
Really?
Stuff.
I do. I like to cook with my mom, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes I can do sometimes I can cook something for Italian food because I love Italian food.
Pasta.
And it's easy to do some
Yes.
pasta. Yeah, some pasta and etc. But yeah, I had cooking. After this, I was working the bartender, and I was like it because I was working in the nightclub.
Yeah. Who wouldn't like that? I mean,
it was. Yeah, it was influenced.
You have
of the
exactly.
music
You
on
have
me.
the same vibe going on as the producing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and answering for the question you're asking for me, if I didn't have the music skills or if I didn't like to produce the music, I think the other thing what I like is communicate with the people.
I mean, it's pretty vague, but it's very fun. I mean, being able to talk to someone for a living is just, and that's kind of why music is so great, because you're not necessarily speaking to them, but you're also putting something out there, and that's impacting their lives, you know? So where do you get your inspiration from?
For all big artists is working every day, and it's like it's not gonna work like this when I wake up and I like not get the inspiration to sit and write a track. All my tracks what I have made, and it was made by work by every day. You know, I was working every day, produce music. Yeah, of course, sometimes I can sit and try to make something, and it's like I can spend 2 hours and nothing happens.
Yeah, I understand that.
But
I'm sure all producers do. I mean, there's a point in producing where you just become blank and like you have no inspiration whatsoever.
yeah. So like inspiration for me is like not about the other thing. I just go to my project and try to work, and if I find something what I like, it's working for me like inspiration. So I think you understand clearly.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean,
every producer
like I said before, there's always a point in the music making process where you come to a stop because you can't make anymore. I mean, it's not that you don't want to, it's more of that you can't because you don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes I have like this. When I have times like you say, I just make a break, play PlayStation, play football.
Same.
And just hang out with my friends, and that's it. After this, or make some party when I have next day hangover. So that's worked perfectly. Yeah. You know, after this day, my mind is clean, so I can work.
So what does a day in your life look like? I mean, from waking up to going to bed, like where does music come in?
Right now it's every day by home by quarantine time, but usually like when I wake up in the morning, I don't start producing in the morning. It's never happening. I'm in the morning. I always thinking about the project, about my project. I mean, what I can improve, what I need to improve, what can do for promotion and etc. Or I speaking with my friends or team who can help me with that. Like I try to spend first half of my day about the how can I improve the promotion and or improve my project generally. And after this, I work in about the I go to 100, 200
Yeah.
my projects and try to make something, because I have a lot of unfinished tracks.
We all do.
And yeah, of course. I saw you have a lot of albums, like a lot of tracks. So I imagine how many tracks you have.
That album
unfinished.
wasn't the best, I'll be honest, but it had a great motive to it. But like you could tell, some of the songs they just seemed a little not fully there. You could be honest, man. I mean, my music is
No, your music is cool. I listen to your music and I like that style. I like the music when you listen it
Yeah.
and you feel good. So that's the most important thing. It's what you're asking about. Like, what do you want? I think you want the same, but to get to your fans
100%. I
feeling
mean,
good.
that's the whole point. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, most artists aren't making their money from the music itself, So if they're making that music, they'd better have a good reason as to why they're doing it, Because a DJ could go and have 300 shows a year and make, let's say, 30 million a year, But they're just making it off that. They don't need to make the music. So what's your musical background? What made you do this? Did you play guitar when you were younger? You played piano when you were younger?
Yeah, I was playing the guitar. I think you guess. Yeah, I was playing the guitar when I was younger, but I was playing the totally different genre of music, and this was like unprofessional.
Listen, there's a start. There's a
I
start
think
to
the
everything.
most-
It's not just hopping right into the music. The guitar maybe got you to think about making music.
I think no, because like right now, like most influence about the club music, about the dance music. I think I got when I was like 14, 15, 16 years, and we are trying to hang out to every party what we can. And I remember the days when I was like 15 years, something like that. Is you can in Ukraine. I was grew up in Ukraine. In Ukraine, you can go to the club when you're 16, and but yeah. But we was younger, and we have some friends on the entrance and from the owner of the club, and we are. Yeah, I remember the time we are going to the party like 15 days in a row.
That's crazy.
Every day.
Listen,
every day.
I would do
every
the
day.
same, to be honest.
Yeah,
if I could.
yeah.
I mean, here in New York, it's 21, but you get fake IDs and you get in. But we can't talk about that. Not illegal.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, I guess there's always a standing point for every artist. For me, I never played piano. I never played guitar. But when it came to dance music, it just got to me. Like I was a big fan of Big Room at a point. Like when Martin Garrix came out with Animals, like that was probably my like biggest inspiration, because the guy was 16, and like he just took off in the snap. It was pretty cool, and that really got me to pull out my Mac. I had a Mac and then used GarageBand, as we all probably started with. And then eventually took off to a point where I started to produce, and I mean that's my story.
That's nice. And you are studying
I mean,
right now?
I was, but
in some university,
coronavirus.
Yeah, of
So
course. And what
I'm
are you
still
studying?
I'm last year in high school.
Okay, till
2020
21, yeah?
this is my last year. Yeah.
Ah, last year.
I'm also
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
taking an
I
EMT
was.
course, emergency medical technician. So I'm gonna work in the ambulance, hopefully. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Yeah, I
nice.
mean
Helping
that's
people. That's
literally what I
cool.
want to do for a living. Whether I'm making millions or making thousands, I still want to just help people out. I feel like that's where you feel great.
And yeah, it's a question about if you have decision. Like we'll see. Like you produce music. It's really pretty nice. And I see it's promoted well. Like I see you have like
Yeah,
six
that
hundred
was
thousand
actually really
on some
lucky. I'll be
tracks.
honest. So that was my first release. Um, that was my first release.
No.
Yeah, I think I was 15 at the time or 16 at the time. It hadn't taken off for a couple months into the release, but at a point it just started gaining 10,000 views a day, and I thought that was really cool. And I'm like, oh, cool! I have 50,000 views. So where is this coming from? So I actually had started scrolling through my phone on like the viral 50s on Spotify and viral, um, like that whole list. You know what I'm talking about? So it probably took me
Yeah,
like
yeah, of
20
course.
minutes, but I got to Germany and I'm like scrolling and I'm like, oh shit, I'm top 30 in Germany, and it was really cool of a feeling. I'll tell you that. Have you had any experiences like that?
And it's not like it because the
Yeah.
music is cool. Like it's automatically added to all people and etc. So yeah, I had one release. It was adding everywhere because the people love it. Like
Oh wow,
Discovered
that's awesome.
Weekly, some yeah some big playlist. Not so big, but the question is, I wanted to ask you about it, when one day you will need to decide. You need to concentrate on music or your medicine.
What would
So
I
what do
choose?
you?
It really depends what I'm doing. As I want to become an EMT because during college I want to be working. I mean, not necessarily working. I could go without it, but I want to be doing something rather than just being in college. Um, but the music was never really a side thing. It was always my main goal. Um, but I think I would pick music because I mean I don't have the patience to become a surgeon, but I really do want to become one. Um, but yeah, so I think I'd pick music. Let's say, how about if you were faced in a situation like that? I mean, what would you go for? Let's say it was something that's really important to you, and then there's music, which is also really important to you. What would you decide?
For me, the music is most important thing. Like I'm trying to do all what I can in music, so I
Yeah, it's
cannot
a
I
very
cannot
hard
answer for
question. I'll
this
tell you
question
that.
because like